Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is DMS 11. This is Credit Freeze Revisited. I previously made a video regarding talking about the credit freeze, and I mentioned that a lot of people are unaware of this product because it is not something that is advertised by a company because it is not a moneymaker. Credit freeze, unlike credit monitoring services, which is a moneymaker because companies are making money by monitoring your credit, you have to pay a monthly fee every month. That's monthly fee, duh. Anyway, you have to pay a monthly fee every month. Whereas a credit freeze is you initiate it to have your credit files inaccessible. They're not being able to access by most parties. There are exceptions to that rule. I'm speaking about that momentarily. But for the most part, credit freeze, I believe credit freeze is necessary because they help prevent people from opening new lines of credit in your name, because they can't even get to that point. The problem I have with credit monitoring versus credit freeze, credit monitoring is going to tell you after the account has already been opened. Credit freeze, they can't get to opening that account. Meanwhile, why the security freeze, as sometimes called, nothing is called more that than credit freeze. Credit freeze or security freeze, why it's in place. I can't get to the point, as I mentioned in the previous episode, I can't buy that RV trailer in your name because I have your name, social security number, mother's maiden name, yada yada yada. I can't get to that point because when I get to the dealer, I try to pose myself off as you with all your information, and then run the credit, it'll be inaccessible. And then they'll tell me, well, Mr. Brown, you have the credit freeze on, you have to deactivate it, you have to thaw your credit so we can run your credit. And I won't be able to do that because I'm not you. But let me mention some of the things about the credit freeze you should know. It is state dependent as far as the fees associated with it. Okay, you will have to have the freeze placed with Equifax. I'm sorry, I was previously called it Equifax, but found out correct pronunciation is Equifax. So Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, you will have to place the freeze with all these three credit reporting bureaus. Okay, it is state dependent on how much the fees are. In Indiana it's free, Illinois is $10. Okay, in other states it varies, usually between $5 and $20. Okay, this fee will be placed with every reporting agency, meaning with all three, because you want to freeze all three, meaning that if you live in a state and they say the fee is $5, that means it's going to be 15, because you want to get all three frozen, not just one, all three. So, but like I said, whether it's $5, whether it's $10, like I said, it's $10 in Illinois, that's going to be 30 for you initiating the credit freeze with the three bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Okay, but it's 30 well worth it. You would not be paying that $30 every month. Okay, you're going to pay that 30. Okay, let's use Illinois as an example. Okay, to initiate credit freeze Illinois, you going to go through the three bureaus. You have to write them, call them, or by electronic means or whatever. But you have to get in touch with them, verify who you are, pay the fee. You're gonna get a code with each company. I think it was TransUnion. You're gonna make your own code. But other two, you're gonna get a code. You must keep this code because every time you attempt to lift the freeze, you're gonna need that code. You're gonna have to verify yourself with other identifying information, and you're gonna need that code. It's very important you keep that code safeguarded, and never give it to anyone. Okay, so you're gonna need these three codes, one for each of the bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Okay, what's going to happen after you initiate the credit freeze? Like I said, your credit access to your credit files will be frozen. That means that creditors, with the exception of creditors you already do business with, that you already have accounts with, new creditors will not be able to access your accounts without you permitting them to do so. Other creditors that you already have business with can, because they are having a history with you. They may give your credit worthiness to their partners and associates. Okay, let that be known. But new creditors will not have access to your accounts unless you permit them to do so. Which means, okay, you have your credit frozen. You're about to get a car. Okay, whoever is going to do your financing, you have to ask them which bureau do they get their information from. Okay, because usually they'll only pull it from one. They're not going to pull it for all three. Okay, one might say Equifax, one might say TransUnion, one might say Experian. Find that out first, because especially since most states charge a fee for you to thaw the credit, you're not going to want to thaw all three if they're only going to pull from one. Plus, that means if you thaw all three, that's 3 times you have to pay the fee. So let's say I'm going to use Illinois for example. Okay, if I live in Illinois, I have my credit frozen, I'm going to apply for this car loan, and I find out that they're going to pull, whoever the finance company I deal with, I'm asking them who they're going to deal with to run my credit report. They say Equifax. Okay, I'm going to go online and I'm going to thaw my credit file with Equifax. I'm not going to thaw it with Experian, TransUnion, because this company is not going to pull from them. They're not going to pull my creditworthiness or my credit report from these agencies. They're going to pull from Equifax. So, and I'm only going to pay $10 versus paying $30 for unlocking all three. Got it? So, if you have your credit files frozen and you're going to apply for more credit, you're going to have to thaw something, but you're not going to have to thaw all three for the most part, in most cases. Okay? So, when you're applying for more credit, before you thaw anything, talk to your potential creditor, find out where they're going to pull your credit file from, and then only thaw that one. Because for the most part, unless you live in Indiana or you have a situation where you're a victim of a credit fraud, in which my understanding in a lot of states, if you are a victim of a credit fraud, it's free to initiate a credit freeze and free to thaw. Okay, that's in some states, not all. But unless you're in that situation or you live in Indiana, every time you thaw, you're going to have to pay. So, let that be known. Also, a credit freeze does not protect you from being vulnerable from your current accounts being compromised. I've had my credit frozen for maybe about 4 or 5 years now. I've had my credit compromised from not my credit compromised to the point where someone got my information, opened up a new account, but in fact of certain accounts got compromised, i.e. my debit card and 2 credit cards. Okay, one time it happened in Costa Rica, one time it happened in Argentina, or you might know it's Argentina, and another time it happened in New York City. Yep, New York City. So if you have credit cards, it's always a risk that there's a skimmer or scammer out there to get your information. Because what I believe, as far as in my situation, when I was in Costa Rica, I tracked it to someone dealing with my hotel compromised or revealed my information, or a certain credit card I used with them, because I used a different credit card with a car rental company in Costa Rica, and I only used that card with the car rental place. That card was a compromise, so the car rental place, they didn't screw me. But the other card I used with the hotel and the associated tours that were sponsored by the hotel, and I used that credit card. So between the tours and the hotel, somebody dropped the ball, but it is what it is. Okay, Argentina. I was going around using cash was king. I wasn't using credit cards in Argentina. Okay, my cash got low. I actually went to a bank location with ATMs inside the bank, and it wasn't an ATM that was in an alley, ATM in a gas station, ATM on the corner of a street, but it was an actual bank. They got me. I don't know if they have a thing for if this card is from an account that's not in South America, we gonna get you. Cause I got back home and I was tracked to a bank that took out money on my checking account, or attempted to, and the bank was in Spain, but they had locations in Argentina. So Be advised that you can be compromised for current accounts that you have. A credit freeze will not protect this, but it will protect someone for opening up new accounts based on having access to your credit files to be able to open new accounts. Okay, so let that be known. Alright, so but once again, I cannot stress the importance of the credit freeze. At least look into it. Find out if DMS 11 knows what he's talking about. Not if I know what I'm talking about, but this credit fraud, you can't protect yourself from everything, but you must make an attempt, especially if you got good credit. Okay, I got good credit. I worked hard to get this good credit. I ain't back 15 years ago. My credit was in the toilet. Okay, I ain't going back there again. I'm not going back there. Me being irresponsible with money. I'm not going back there as far as someone is going to get my information and just do me in. Now without a fight, I'm not. But anyway, look into the credit freeze. Also, remember, if you are a victim of credit fraud, identity theft, I believe regardless of the state you live in, you can access credit freeze services free. If it's not in all states, I believe it's in most. But you look that up, particularly the states you live in. But you will have to supply documentation that you was a victim of identity fraud, theft, or that your credit was compromised. You have to have documentation, police reports, whatever documentation that's needed. So in those states, I think, like I say, I believe that's most of the states of the United States. Probably not all, but I think most. If you are a victim and your credit is compromised, you should be able to use the credit freeze services for free. That's initiating the credit freeze and the thawing of your bureaus, your credit reports per bureau for free if you are a victim. So, that being said, I hope it helps. If you have any comments about this, or you have anything to ask, or you have anything to tell me that maybe I don't know or I didn't hit upon, let me know. Like I said, I want to have an interchange of good communication, an interchange of knowledge, and like I said, get them dollars. Talk to you now.